Welcome back to my channel, guys. 12 Israeli soldiers killed. Al-Qassam's big attack on IDF's infantry force in Beit Lahia. Hamas fighters from the Al-Qassam brigades have claimed a significant victory in northern Gaza, boasting that the Israeli military was hit hard during a fierce battle in Beit Lahia. This is coming at a time when we see Israeli IDF forces facing destruction somewhere else, and that place is in Lebanon and also elsewhere all throughout the world. And I'll tell you why I said throughout the world in a second. They're coming under a lot of pressure. They are fleeing. One Israeli officer, he fled. We'll talk all of this in this video. But before I move on, just to remind you guys, most of my viewers are not subscribed. If you happen to be one of them, consider subscribing. What I want to share with you is a report that talks about, let's actually talk about this monster first, the one you're seeing right on my screen. So this is a guy who not only killed innocent babies and children in Gaza, but also he bragged about it. He was very boastful about it. And when he went to Cyprus for a vacation with his family, can you imagine, after killing so many babies, you go for a vacation with your family? I mean, unbelievable. But this is what he did. When he went to Cyprus, do you know what he did also? He did not stop his monstrous behavior in a foreign land, in Cyprus. He actually told people to set a restaurant, a Lebanese restaurant, on fire. Yes, this is how hateful this person is. So his name is Elisha Lipman, Israeli officer, was forced to leave Cyprus over war crimes allegation. So when I said that the Zionists, they're on the run, they're fleeing everywhere, this is what I mean. Now they are getting caught in Cyprus, they're getting caught in Turkey. Wherever they travel, they're facing a lot of backlash and public anger. Elisha Lipman fled after the Belgian Hind Rajab Foundation released video footage showing him participating in criminal operations in Gaza. The Israeli newspaper Israel Hayom reported on Monday that an officer in the Israeli occupation army was forced to flee Cyprus, where he was on a tourist trip with his wife, unbelievable, to avoid potential legal action. On the advice of Israel's Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Justice, a reserve officer who served in Gaza was compelled to leave Cyprus over the weekend due to concerns that pro-Palestinian organizations might seek his arrest on charges of war crimes, the report said. What I also want you to do is this. If you see a local Palestinian office where they are running their activities or doing a lot of taking a lot of legal actions against the Zionist Israeli forces, support them. Find out, be proactive, find out if there is any pro-Palestinian body in your community running an organization where they are taking legal action or who are working for the pro-Palestinians. And also at the same time, if you see a Zionist in your area, in your community, spot him, find him, and report him to the authorities for war crimes, because all Zionists, I can tell you, are in some way, shape or form involved in genocide in Gaza or elsewhere. So this is really what we really need to do. Now let's take a look at this particular other news. So basically, now we have we have been censored, we are banned. Like myself, I was banned on Zion Tube. And now if you go to Twitch, this is a streaming platform, and you use the word Zionist, they would flag it as a potential slur. So Twitch updates hateful conduct policy, now pretty much telling anyone who will be talking about the Zionist in a negative way would be censored or be banned. In line with that approach, starting today, using the term Zionist to attack or demean another individual or group of people on the basis of their background or religious belief is against our rules. And we know what kind of rule you have. This is a Zionist rule. What do you mean by not, why don't you allow people to use this kind of word? What is so hateful about this? I mean, you don't call out the genocide taking place in Gaza and you have problem people using that kind of wording. Unbelievable. Guys, boycott Twitch. And how you know the spelling? TWITCH. Boycott this platform altogether and tell them that, yeah, we are not hateful. We love loving people. But guess what? We're not going to be here on Twitch. This is exactly what we need to be doing. Now let's take a look at these other reports here. But before I do that, I just want to actually play a video from Scott Ritter, what he says about the people of Israel rising up against IDF. That's what he said.
Well, I think we've gotten to the point where it's gone beyond perverted parody. When the Israelis jail 9 soldiers for raping Palestinian prisoners, and then Israeli citizens rise up and say that the Talmud interpretation of a Jewish law says it's not a crime to rape non-Jews, that these men should be.
Okay, so again, you heard him right. Israeli people no longer consider raping women prisoners a crime, and this is what he was pointing out, Scott Ritter. Now, I also want to share with you this news from the Zionist entity. They're facing a lot of problems according to the group's fighters, Hamas. So let's go back to that 12 soldier that got killed. The assault targeted Israel's infantry forces, delivering a powerful blow. The attack, which took place in the heart of Beit Lahia city, reportedly resulted in the deaths of at least 12 Israeli soldiers. I just want you to also read with me here if you can. Now, this is something very, very scary for the Zionist state. So we see that this guy, Elisha Lippman, he fled to Cyprus, or he was on a tourist vacation there. We now see also a lot of this army general, they're leaving the country, and in the civilian form, they're not living as a military, but they're living as a civilian. A lot of them, they do not want to take part in the battle, in the fight against Hamas or Hezbollah. And we also have people who are fleeing. So if you are in Canada, and I think the Canadian government and the European government, this is what they should do. They should find out if people coming from Zionist state served in the military. If they did, then I think they should arrest them and do an investigation for war crimes. Hezbollah missile strike on central Israel kills woman, injures 5 amid intense rocket barrages. So Hezbollah fired a missile at central Israel, and we have seen that on the social media, and also I think Al Jazeera, they posted it. The city is on fire. Tel Aviv is under attack continuously. What we have seen yesterday was something totally different than what happened in the past. So Hezbollah fired a missile at central Israel, hitting Bnei Brak and Ramat Gan, sparking a fire in a mall near Tel Aviv. 1 woman was killed and at least 17 others injured in multiple rocket attacks. I don't know why people still live in that country. The Israeli Defense Forces or Israeli Terrorist Forces, IDF, intercepted some rockets, while others caused damage in open areas. This follows over 60 missile strikes from Hezbollah within 24 hours, targeting northern Israel and western Galilee. I want to point out this thing, very, very important. Right now, Netanyahu is so scared for his life that we know there was 2 flash bombs that was thrown at his residence. He's so scared that he's now approving a ceasefire deal with Hezbollah, not Hamas. He found Hamas to be weak because he can use his, not weak in the sense that they cannot fight. Obviously, Israel is getting defeated in Gaza, especially near the Jabalia camp, but weak in the sense that they don't have air power. And so Netanyahu believes Gaza, we can continue our genocide there, but with Hezbollah, no, we cannot win. Look at me, I'm in trouble. My life is not guaranteed. I mean, they are sending drones every single day, and now my people are turning against me too. Why? Because we cannot win this war against Hamas. So he is asking for a ceasefire with Hezbollah, and in return, Hezbollah is also saying, okay, we'll go on a ceasefire. And this is what I don't like about Hezbollah. They should not be calling for a ceasefire. There should not be any talk about ceasefire unless they withdraw from Gaza, unless they stop this genocide in Gaza first, and then we hold all of them responsible for it, the Zionists. But Western Galilee and northern Israel is coming under tremendous attack. I believe also the Kiryat Shmona and other places in Kiryat in Israel, northern Israel, coming under huge rocket barrage attack. Now, Iran to rain missiles on Israel for a third time in less than a year. A big up, true promise 3 hint. What this report is suggesting is basically this. IRGC COP, they have signaled impending action against Israel following the killing of Hezbollah's media chief Mohammad Afif in an Israeli airstrike in Beirut. Look, the airstrike, I have to tell you this, it was not targeted. It was not targeted for Mohammad Afif. So who is Mohammad Afif? He is he's a Hezbollah spokesperson. And we have seen his statement, and I shared those on my channel, what he said about the war and all that. Israel did not target him. They targeted civilian areas. They wanted to kill more people in Lebanon, innocent civilians. In this, he was caught. Mohammad Afif, the spokesperson, was caught and he was killed because of those massive bombardment in Lebanon. Now, because of this, IRGC can easily say, well, that is an excuse for us now to go to war or strike Israel in some way, shape, or form. Because they did not retaliate for losing those 3-4 Iranian soldiers when Israel conducted that operation or that violation on the night of October 26th. Iran is keeping it quiet. Now that Hezbollah spokesperson Mohammad Afif is dead, he was killed by this bombardment, they can now say, IRGC, that no, we are going to retaliate. Enough is enough. We are losing too many people and Israel is not stopping anywhere. So we need to teach them a lesson. And IRGC, Revolutionary Guard Corps, they have signals. So it is coming from IRGC itself. And this is very, very important because they are the one to decide whether they will go on a strike against Israel or not. And looks like it is going to happen, most likely. So this is the IRGC condemned. So the strike was condemned by IRGC, asserting it would not deter Hezbollah's resistance. Iran's foreign ministry also denounced Israel's actions, labeling them criminal and calling for an international response. Yeah, Iranian government is a little bit softer towards Israel than IRGC. I don't know why they're too soft. They should also pitch in with IRGC, help them, and give them the approval signal, even though IRGC they do not need it. But they should collaborate with IRGC and tell them, you take action and we'll go with it. But looks like Iran is, the government is hesitant under Masoud Pezeshkian, the president. Why? Because he believes in reformation, he believes in trade, and he believes in living in peace and security. So I don't really like that about him. They should all be together and they should collaborate and say we are going to be on the same page, and that we are taking action against the Zionist state. Also, guys, if you are following Scott Ritter, he made a mention about the 72-minute war that will completely annihilate the humanity that we know today. Now we have reports that these long-range missiles that Biden administration approved for Ukraine to use against Russia would be actually operated by none other than US military forces in Ukraine. There is no military force in Ukraine, right? That's what they say. But if they don't have one, I believe they already have, but they are going to be sending. Biden is going to be sending military forces. Why? Because those long-range missiles cannot be operated by the Ukrainian military. It has to be US military unit, a special unit to operate this kind of long-range tactical missiles. This is where it is going. As I have warned you guys, and just like Scott Ritter, that we are on the verge of nuclear war, a World War III that will completely destroy our humanity, everything that we know today. Thank